Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. We're plunging into a single truly terrifying narrative.
It's a story that starts in a place we all recognize.
Yeah.
Just, normal domestic life. And then it just spirals into absolute existential horror.
Exactly. We're going to be analyzing this firsthand account of the slow, agonizing realization that the person you love, the person you share your life with, has been replaced.
And our mission here isn't just to tell you the story. It's to trace that psychological map of doubt. I mean, how does a tiny irrational thought grow into a certainty you'd bet your life on?
Right, because this account focuses so intensely on the small things, the personal details, the shared memories. Those become the only real evidence.
It really forces you to ask, how would you know? How do you actually confirm the authenticity of the person sleeping next to you?
Beyond the routines, the quick kisses, what is that one piece of proof that they are really them?
Well, that's what's so chilling here. We're talking about a creature, a thing, that is capable of near-perfect mimicry. It has the voice, the appearance, the day-to-day habits down cold.
But it couldn't replicate the deep, emotionally coded knowledge. That's where it all falls apart.
That's the crack in the mirror.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It starts with, total normalcy. There's a husband, Daniel. He's working these brutal hours at a law firm.
And the description of this place is important. It's old, oppressive. The account says too much marble and not enough personality. It's sterile.
So Daniel comes home every night completely drained. He's affectionate, but just exhausted.
Which is such a clever setup. His exhaustion makes his wife, the narrator, feel concerned. But it also gives him a reason to be, a little inattentive. It provides cover.
It does. And her concern is what kicks the whole thing off. It's Valentine's Day, and she decides to send him a small gesture. Not a big gift, just a handwritten letter.
And the contents of this letter.
Yeah.
This is the baseline. This is the control and the experiment.
Yes. She writes about how they first met, their awkward early dates, and she fills it with these specific, nonsensical inside jokes.
The kind of stuff that means everything to two people and absolutely nothing to anyone else. High context memory.
So she seals up that intimacy in an envelope, drives to his office, and a friendly receptionist tells her to just pop it in the mailbox outside.
And that night, he comes home. Same routine. Tired, quick kiss, collapses on the couch. He hasn't mentioned the letter.
And she thinks, okay, he's tired. He probably hasn't even checked his mail yet. She rationalizes it, but the impostor is already there.
The trap is set.
So here we go. The next morning, this is the moment that normal life just shatters. She hears the mail slot.
And there's a reply, an envelope, on the exact same off-white stationery she used.
Her first reaction is, relief, warmth. The first half of the note is perfect. Thank you, my love. You always know how to make me smile.
It's exactly what she wanted to hear. It's designed to disarm her.
But then, the pivot just hits like a punch to the gut. The handwriting is his, but the message, it's like two realities are colliding.
It reads, I need you to listen carefully. I don't know who has been coming home to you every night. I haven't left the office in months.
I mean, can you even imagine? Your first thought has to be, this is a joke. A really cruel, elaborate prank.
Of course.
Yeah.
Your brain scrambles for a rational explanation. But the account describes this prickle of unease. It's your instinct overriding your logic.
And that's when she hears him, the husband, stirring in the bedroom. And suddenly that sound is just terrifying.
The whole dynamic is flipped. She shoves the letter in a drawer, tries to act normal, goes to make coffee.
But the testing has already begun.
She needs proof. And the first test is so subtle, so clever, it's based on a sensory detail a mimic might miss.
They have an old gas stove, the kind you have to light with a match.
Right, so you get that hiss of the gas, that sharp smell, and then that little whoosh as the flame catches. It's a tiny, contained moment of fire.
And the thing, its reaction is immediate.
It's not just a flinch. The text says a sharp, full-body jerk. Shoulders tense, eyes lose focus. It's a moment of pure, visceral terror that it can't hide.
It's the first real physical tell. This thing, whatever it is, has a weakness, an elemental weakness.
And for her, this solidifies the horror. This isn't a prank. A physical reaction like that cannot be faked.
So having seen this physical vulnerability, she moves right on to the cognitive tests. She needs to see if it has his mind, his memories.
Over breakfast, she casually brings up Valentine's letter. She walks him right into a verbal trap.
And this is where you see the difference between just knowing a fact and understanding a memory.
Exactly. The imposter offers this generic praise. Oh, it was really sweet. The best part of my day.
But he can't mention a single specific detail from the letter, not one inside joke, not one shared memory.
Because those things are high-context emotional data. They aren't just facts you can look up. An inside joke is meaningless without the shared history behind it.
It's like it has the script but has no idea what the performance is about.
That lack of shared history is what's screaming danger at her.
But she needs one more thing. The final, absolute, undeniable confirmation.
So that evening, she goes for the foundation.
Yeah.
The very beginning. She asks him, remember when we first met?
He gets the broad strokes right. College, second year. He even does this little nervous chuckle like, are you testing me? He knows he's on thin ice.
He's trying so hard to keep the mask on.
But she pushes. She asks for the specific date. And he can't give it to her.
Because that date, June 28th, wasn't just a date. The real Daniel had it tattooed on his skin.
A physical, permanent mark of their shared history, something a surface-level copy just couldn't access.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate failure of mimicry.
And that's it. That's the moment she knows.
The text is so chilling. Now I knew for certain that this wasn't my husband. The game is over.
And her objective shifts instantly. It's not about finding out what happened anymore.
It's about what to do with the thing sitting across from her.
The next morning is terrifying. She goes through the motions, the coffee, the kiss goodbye. But the moment she's out of sight of the house, she breaks the pattern.
She drives straight to that marble law firm.
There's still this tiny piece of her hoping it's all some horrible mistake.
But the receptionist,
Yeah.
the look on her face says it all. She just says, oh, honey, he hasn't been here in weeks.
And that's the bureaucratic confirmation of this impossible horror. Daniel's disappearance is now, on the record.
The receptionist takes her to a locked storage room. And there's all his stuff, his coat, his bag, a pile of mail, untouched. His life just stopped weeks ago.
And right in the middle of his desk, there's a single sheet of paper with her name on it.
She says she recognized his frantic, familiar handwriting immediately.
And this note, it's the final piece of the puzzle. It's from the real Daniel.
It says, if you're reading this, I'm still here. Something else took my place. It knows everything I know. And then, it's afraid of fire. I love you.
And just like that, the mission changes. It gives her the instruction manual.
It's no longer passive horror. It becomes active, terrifying retribution. She folds the note, walks out, and her decision is made.
She knows its weakness. The stove was the clue. The note was the confirmation.
I wasn't going to run. I was going to burn it alive.
You have to just pause on that for a second. The psychological weight of that choice. To burn down your own home, everything you've built.
It's a primal act. It's not just about stopping the creature. It's about reclaiming her life, her space from this violation.
Absolutely. So she drives home. The house is dark. The atmosphere is just heavy.
And the thing is waiting for her, perfectly still in the living room. It tries the routine one last time. Where have you been?
But the smile is wrong. The description is that the corners of its mouth were stretched just a little too wide. Uncanny.
It knows the game is up. As she walks towards the kitchen for a bottle of whiskey, its voice changes. It's not curious anymore. It's a command. Stop.
But she doesn't stop. She uncaps the bottle, and this is the point of no return. She just starts pouring the whiskey all over the wooden floor.
Then she takes out a lighter. That click of the flint wheel must have been deafening in the silence.
And she drops the flame.
The fire just explodes. It consumes the whiskey, licks up the walls. And in that moment, the mimicry fails completely, utterly.
The description of its transformation is, it's visceral. It screams, not in pain, but in pure rage. Its body twists, the skin peels away.
Revealing blackened appendages. Its features disassemble like shattered porcelain. The whole facade just breaks apart.
It's a complete structural collapse of the lie. She stumbles out of the house just as it starts to come down around her.
Their home is just consumed by the inferno. The screaming goes on, and then silence.
The destruction is total. But it's not over.
No. After what feels like an eternity, she hears something. A shuffle. And a shadow staggers out of the smoke and the ash.
It's Daniel, the real Daniel. Scorched, covered in soot, but his eyes, they're his.
He collapses, and as she rushes to him, he gives her the final, real confirmation. A small detail. A memory she hadn't even written in the letter.
He just rasps, "College! First-year orientation! Sarah introduced us. You were wearing that ugly red sweater."
It's such a perfect, obscure little piece of their life. The real Daniel survived because their identity, their real shared history, was stronger than the copy.
Exactly. He had minor burns, smoke inhalation, but he was alive. The core of their relationship was still intact, even when the house and everything else was gone.
So if you step back from it, the core lesson here is
What's fun?
that the imposter could mimic routine, but it couldn't fake lived experience.
Right. True identity isn't in the facts, it's in the context, in the memory of an ugly red sweater.
Let's go back to Daniel's note, the one he left at the law firm. He wrote that he messed with something I shouldn't at the office.
And this is the part that lingers, that pushes this story beyond just a domestic horror. You have to consider the creature's weakness, fire, and the setting, that cold, ancient marble building.
What was he working on? Was he digging into some old case, some ancient contract hidden in the firm's archives?
What kind of volatile secret was tucked away in those dusty marbled halls? The fact that the creature's weakness was so elemental suggests it was something old, something primal, trapped inside the rigid structure of modern corporate law.
What price did he pay for just touching it? And, how many other secrets like that are just sitting there in cold storage in buildings just like that one?
And that is the question we'll leave for you to think about.
A perfect place to end this deep dive. We'll see you next time.